When you are talking about an imminent attack prior to it happening, we've completely abdicated the whole concept of due process in all of this.
Why didn't they just use X?
Classified information.
Why don't you just do it out in public? It's not classified.
We know that.
Let's hop into another Piers Morgan panel with Brian Tyler Cohen, some MAGA clown whose name I think Brian or something like that, and Anna Kasparian. So buckle in, it's sure to be a bumpy ride, and make sure to take a second first to like the video, helps the channel grow, and let's just hop right into it.
No one ever takes responsibility, ever.
I totally
Trump said it was a mistake.
Trump
said it was a mistake. Trump said it was a mistake. I've said it was a mistake. Many people on the, many people in the chatosphere
Benny,
have
you
said
started
this.
off,
Benny,
you couldn't even bring
You started off
defending
with Hillary Clinton. What are you going to bring up? From decades ago, you're going to bring up other stuff.
There's no defending adding Jeffrey Goldberg. The entire argument that everyone on this panel is making, and I'm perfectly happy to fight all of you, is that they shared classified information. The administration says, no, you're not the arbiters of that. That would be what the entire case hinges on. That would be what all of the controversy hinges on. And so you're going to have to specify the classified information.
Why don't you just do it out in public? It's not classified.
We know that
just do it on X. Let's all read
we know that Joe Biden had classified information.
Okay,
it's not classified.
Time out.
You've got to love the mental malfunction MAGA goes through every single time to not even be able to help themselves, but to bring up things in the past, Biden, Hillary, Bill Clinton, rather than take any bit of accountability. I mean, I'll say it again. These people, this person specifically, this MAGA guy, I know for a fact, all called for Hillary's head over her letting her staff use a private server that had classified emails on it, despite none of them reading the classified emails or anything like that, while now saying it was a mistake for Trump, calling the lawsuit corrupt and unjust. I mean, they're just such crybabies. Also, yes, it was so clearly classified. If you want to be gaslit by the administration, go ahead, but you can see for yourself that sharing any bit of attack plans in advance, even so little as weather patterns, are classified. It's also just clearly, obviously something that would be classified, at minimum secret level classification, if not top secret.
I just want to dig into one misnomer that Benny is putting forward, this idea that it wasn't classified and so it's okay. This is some clever little trick that Republicans and Trump are trying to do. Trump is the ultimate classification authority. So he thinks that if he can just come forward and say, well, I'm declassifying it, then that will absolve everybody in retrospect. But they know full well that this kind of material, when you are talking about an imminent attack prior to it happening, notwithstanding the fact that Jeffrey Goldberg was there, notwithstanding the fact that it's on an unsecured app, but of course, by nature, this stuff is classified. And again, if Benny didn't have his head so far up the Republican Party's ass, he would be able to recognize that if somebody with a D next to their name was doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, again, first off, so obviously classified that the argument that it isn't shouldn't even be taken serious. These are people who should be laughed out of the room like they would have been 20 years ago. If battle plans, sharing plans to attack a location prior to the attack isn't classified, somebody tell me what is, right? You mean if Mike Waltz added the Houthis themselves to that chat, added Putin himself to that chat, wouldn't have been an issue because it's not classified? And yes, again, so obviously, if it was Biden or a Democrat who did this, Fox News is running it wall to wall. Republicans' tone would be the exact opposite. They literally just can't stomach accepting it. They are such babies. They can't say, yes, we messed up. Also, and not only just, yes, we messed up, but hold the same sort of like, what should we do about this as they would towards Democrats. Also, we went through this already when Trump tried stealing classified documents the first time around. The Presidential Record Act prohibits the president from declassifying things retroactively. The fact that these would have been classified by nature means he has no power to deem them not.
If I was to break the law as a non-American, I'd be straight on a plane out of there with my visa revoked, right? I mean, it's not difficult. Why should the same logic not apply to illegal immigrants who are criminals?
If they are criminals, then they should be. Look, I'm not here to defend somebody who's done something wrong, who wants the privilege of being in the country. If they've done something, if they've committed criminal activity, then of course I'm for that as well. My issue, which Anna alluded to, is the fact that folks who are not criminals are getting swept up because we've completely abdicated the whole concept of due process in all of this. And so I think that that's still important. I think that, look, it used to be a Republican refrain that we're a country of laws. And so we can't just suspend them when it's inconvenient for us to do so.
Here's my take. If you want to be for deporting criminals, I get it. And to some extent, to some criminals, we probably should. But also, you have to keep in mind, deporting a criminal just removes the guarantee that they face justice for whatever the crime is. And if they don't, what's to stop them from getting back into the country, just doing the crime again, or even just doing it at their own home country? I'd rather prosecute them here, know that it's handled, know that they're locked up, facing justice like they should be, and not able to do the crime again, whether it be here or in their home country. But Brian is spot on about the rest of the argument. Even of those accused of crimes, you have to prove it. Due process is a very important American principle for any liberal democracy, and immigrants are privy to this as well. The Constitution supports that. The Supreme Court supports that. We can't allow accusations or, hey, we matched up this person's tattoo or something of the sort. He protested Israel to be enough to essentially do ethnic targeting. And we've already seen this with permanent residents, green card holders, student visas, all being deported without even being accused of crimes, let alone charged, let alone convicted.